Hello everyone. I trust that this finds you well today. I've got some information for you about the upcoming opening of the church that will be happening this Sunday. And I want to give you that information. I also want to tell you what you can expect going forward and what our timeline is for that. First is I'm going to give you the guidelines that we operate under. The first is this. Places of worship may resume services providing a social distancing of 2 meters can be maintained between each individual household. 2 meters is roughly 6.5 feet. We have the benefit of having a great big building, and so we do not have a number problem. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that we have a huge number problem, but we expect that we will be able to function easily within that guideline. You can see here how we have our sanctuary set up, and we have chairs set up in groupings of 4 and in groupings of 2. The same would be true on the opposite side of the sanctuary. This is for the average size of families in our church. That being said, if your family is larger than 4, as my family is larger than 4, feel free to drag a chair closer so that you can all sit together. These people need to be the people that live in your home, not the people that used to live in your home, not the people who live near your home, but the people who do live in your home. And so we are able to do that very easily. And I want you to know that we don't really have a restriction that will be applicable to us numerically. We can continue to expand a fair bit. We were jokingly talking about how we would be, if enough people show up, we'll move chairs up on the stage and I'll just stand in the corner and speak. It'll be, that won't be a problem. We want you to know that you are welcome to come. It is unlikely that anyone will be turned away. Households are free to sit together as close as they want. Each household should maintain a distance of 2 meters or roughly 6.5 feet from another household. Individuals should remain 2 meters from other households and other individuals, and then please remain in place once seated. We need to account for the people who are here. That's something that is required of us, and we need to make sure that we are correct in who is here. So you are free to drag the chair closer to yourself for the people who live in your household. We want to leave space for people who live in smaller households, and so we have done that. Entering and exiting the building. In order to avoid congestion, both the entrance and the exit will be marked. The way this will work is the entrance will be the door that is most commonly used. It is the door on the extreme outside of the building next to the soccer field. That is the entrance, and it will be clearly marked. The doors beside it will be the exit. They will also be clearly marked. And we will be unlocking the entrance door and leaving the exit doors locked. You can leave through the exit doors, but you cannot come in through the exit doors. There will also be some sort of a rope or a barricade there. And we're just doing this to abide by the rules set out for us, and we're pleased to do it. Once you come in, there will be a hand sanitizer available at the entrance and the exit. They will be there, and you are free and welcome and encouraged to use those. You'll also know that the handbars have been cleaned and sanitized, but that only lasts basically until someone who is not sanitized touches it. So we will have that product available for you. Washrooms, they're open for your use. Once you walk into the washroom, you will see what we've done there. We've taken certain sinks. Every odd sink has been closed off. Every even sink is available to use. Same thing with the cubicles. You are able to use one, and the next one will be empty. We don't anticipate a problem with that. We're being very deliberate in our cleaning as per the guidelines given to us, and they will be cleaned before you come, and they will be cleaned after you go. So you're free to use the washrooms. All contact surfaces, doors, switches, etc. have been disinfected. Like crazy, they have been disinfected. They've been disinfected several times. They're as clean as we know how to make them. And this is how we are loving our neighbor and providing for you safety. High-risk activities. All physical contact, such as handshaking and hugging or passing objects between individuals, is not permitted. I really wish that we were allowed some physical contact, but we're not. Some of you, if you listen close, there's a great cheer. You're not a physical contact type of person, and that's totally fine. And for some others, we are, and it's going to be a challenge for us, but this is how we love our neighbors. And so your reflex is going to be to jut out your hand and say, how are you doing? It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. But we need to refrain from doing that, and I will be refraining from doing that. Pray for me, it will be difficult. Microphones cannot be shared between individuals. We've got lots of microphones. We don't need to worry about that. Singing is a high-risk activity, so please bring and wear a mask. When you sing, there's a lot of volume that comes out. When a lot of volumes, there are more water droplets that come out, and we need to be careful of this. So we are asking and we are requiring that you bring and wear a mask. If you don't do that, we will ask that you do not sing. And then what will be important for you is that you will enter into a time of worship in a different way than you might be accustomed to. For those of us who are intending to sing, we do need to bring a mask. This is how we care for others. It's not about us, it's about other people. So as it's a high-risk activity, please bring and wear a mask. The passing of offering baskets will not be permitted. This is the issue with this is how many hands touch it. And so we're not allowed to do this. At the back of the room, you will see them as you come in, and as you exit, they will be sitting there. Don't be waiting for a specific time where we'll stand everyone up and walk to the back. That won't happen because we're asking people to remain in their seats. When you come in, feel free and feel encouraged to participate in the spiritual discipline. This thing that God has called from us, our tithes and our offerings. Tithes being 10% of everything that He's given us, and offerings being over and above that. This is something that we need to do as a church. This is something that the church needs in order to keep functioning, and you need it as well. This is part of your spiritual maturity and part of our spiritual discipline. It's what God wants from us and what we are pleased to offer. Of course, there will still be texting to give. That's something that people seem to like and are using it a fair bit. We will have automatic withdrawal. You can set that up with Dwayne Summick or come talk to me, and I'll direct you to who you need to talk to. That can be set up, as well as our point-of-sale machine, which is right where you left it. We have Lysol wipes beside it. You're free to wipe it down as many times as you like and utilize that. Food and beverage service must be suspended at this time. When you come in, there's not going to be coffee. And in my previous video, I made the comment that you're not allowed to bring coffee. That is not accurate. You are allowed to bring coffee, but you are not allowed to share coffee. And we are not allowed to provide coffee. One of the things that this has affected us, one of the ways this has affected us is with communion. How will we do communion as we cannot provide the elements, the bread and the wine or the juice? The answer to that is we will continue to do communion the way that we have done it, or at least at the time that we have done it, which is the first Sunday of every month. The difference is going to be that we are asking you to bring your own. Here's how my family will be doing that. You know those juice boxes that you send with kids in their lunches? I'm sure you've seen those cardboard boxes. You can buy about 6 of them for $1 at a grocery store or at Walmart. We're going to bring those, and we are going to distribute them amongst the people who live in my house, and that will be how we participate in when Jesus led the disciples through communion. As far as the bread goes, we're going to bring crackers. You can buy those crackers. There's 2 crackers in a package. You get those at restaurants. Maybe if you ordered soup, or if you're like me, they sit on the side of your table of your plate, and that's what gets thrown out at the end. I wish they wouldn't give those to me, but we're going to bring those as a family, and we will open those, and there's going to be lots of plastic crackling, and that's not going to be a problem. It's not going to offend anyone. And we are going to participate in communion together in that way. We're asking you to provide for your family and for those who you are with. Provide for yourself. Because we're not able to pass around communal things, we are also not able to create paper things. So there will be no bulletin for the foreseeable future. I would suggest get used to that. That's going to be the one that doesn't come back anytime soon. There will be no bulletin for the foreseeable future. Updates will be provided via Facebook or the website or emails and YouTube, something like that. I do want to thank you for your cooperation. I know that this is not easy. Everything that I have just said is going to be printed off on a piece of paper, Kindersley Alliance Church, and it'll be available for you in the building. We'll also make it available on the website, and this will be laid out for us. I want to talk to you about how the service is going to look. It's going to look different than it's ever looked before. For this next little while, it is going to be, we're going to call it a viewing party. We want to invite you to come to the church starting this Sunday for a viewing party. What you will experience is the same thing as what people who have chosen to stay at home will experience. You will come and we will, at 10:30, we will put something up on the screen. Worship will be up there, singing. Then there will be a sermon, and then there will be a benediction. And the reason that we're doing this is twofold. One of them is logistics. We are in summer, and there are people who are leaving. There are people, myself, I'll be here this Sunday. The following Sunday, I'm on a spiritual retreat. This is something I've done every year, and I've done it for years with a group of guys where we do a life in review. And we talk about God's goodness, and we talk about the challenges in our lives. And these are guys that hold me accountable and speak into my life, and I in turn speak into theirs. It's a crucial thing. When I come back from that, my family and I will be going on vacation, which we don't exactly know what that will look like. The same confusion that you deal with, we deal with. What we have done is we have prepared in advance recordings. These are the recordings that you would see at home had we not been permitted to meet together as a church body. And so those will be presented for you, and those will be presented here. It's not what we want. What we want is to have a live service up on the stage and have it immediately. The next problem that we have is that there are people who would normally be on the stage who said they do not feel it wise to return for a number of really good reasons. And they've been open and honest. These are sound reasons. Caring for others, caring for themselves, the overall wisdom, things being required of them by other family members. And we want you to know you are free to worship with us at home. There's no problem there at all, none. It's a good decision. For some of you, it would be unwise for you to come. As a result, going forward, we have these series of Sundays that will look like viewing parties. That will come to a close on the 26th of July. The 26th of July, at the very least, I will be here and preaching in person. If you are at home viewing, what you will see is content from something else. The reason being, we are going to be recording the sermon that is preached, and you will then watch that at home the following week. We do this because we want you to be able to participate in the full body of what's happening here. And it takes time to record, and it takes time to edit. We're not at the place where we can live stream yet. So starting on the 26th, as much as we possibly can, we'll be live on stage. If you cannot be here, if you do not find it wise to be here, that's okay. Stay at home and participate online. I want to thank you. Thank you for being gracious. Thank you for being patient. This has been a difficult time for most. We love you. We want to see you together as a family. We want you here with us. We want to grow. Thank you for being part of this church. I so look forward to seeing you.